Lucy here from Real Life Medicine. It's a freezing cold wintry morning in Melbourne, hence my scarf. It's a new one. Do you want to know something hilarious? We are in Melbourne. We're in stage 4 lockdown. We're not allowed to go shopping or anything like that. But yesterday I had to go to the chemist. And while I was there, I spied this rack of scarves and these earrings. And I'm thinking, oh my God, shopping. So I ran over. And of course, I bought this blue one because blue is my color. Now, this week, in fact, we've been talking about mindset and some deep-seated beliefs around food, and particularly the concept we've been highlighting this week is that around food wastage and that your body is not the bin. Now, the really interesting thing, right, is that when you are learning to eat a different way, which is really what this is, it can sometimes feel really hard and really uncomfortable. Now, the super fascinating thing, right, is that I am learning a different way to do business, if you like. So the traditional way doctors work is you are in a surgery and, the patient books in and you call their name and you say hello and there you are. So, I've been doing that way of consulting for 20 plus years. Don't want to give away my age completely, but a very long time. Oh, thanks, Annette. Yes, I'm pretty happy with this scarf. Morning, Helen. And of course, my lovely Susan. So as part of Real Life Medicine, we've changed our business model. We see patients in our rooms, but we are trying to reach more people. And we're doing in an online platform, which is very new to Mary and I. We, as doctors, you don't normally have to do any marketing. You just, people just find you. You join a practice and bang, there you are. As an online practice, it's completely different because, again, people, they don't just suddenly find you. We're having to do a whole new strategy. This feels really uncomfortable sometimes. Now, the interesting thing, right, and I think when I was growing up, I learned that it was impolite at dinner parties to talk about politics and religion. Well, it also seems to be quite impolite in our society to talk about weight and money. Fair enough, nobody needs to be knowing all of those things. But I'm going to tell you that learning a new business structure for Mary and I is very much like losing weight. Now, how weird does this sound? But honestly, there are days when both of us go, God, this is really hard. Maybe we should just hang up our shingle and keep going the way we were. That's so much easier. I don't have to do anything. It's much more passive. I just sit in my room, people book in and bang, there you go. But what happens is we go back to our core point. Why are we doing this? And the answer is because when we sit in our rooms, we can only see one person at a time. We can only talk to one. Now, Australia has a health crisis, as we're always talking, a tsunami of chronic disease. And our genius zone is helping women between about 40 and 60, give or take, can be either side. And if we're only seeing one person at a time, then that's not going to be many women, is it? So when we get a bit overwhelmed, we always go back to why are we doing this? And I want you to think the same thing with your eating and your change of plans. Why are we doing this? Because sometimes it feels a bit tempting to go back to the old way. But the thing was that with the old way, it didn't serve you. That's why you tried to change, okay? The old way for a lot of women makes you overweight, tired, no energy, obsessed with food, thinking about food all the time, ongoing continual weight gain. It doesn't serve you. So you go, I need to change. And so you move into this new pattern, okay? And again, much like Mary and I, we love seeing people in our clinic, don't get me wrong, but we are limited in how many people we can see. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, it is quite tiring. So in order to preserve our health, We have to limit those sessions, otherwise we'll burn out and that'll be the end of everything. So same with you. You're thinking, why am I doing this? So whenever it gets a bit hard, go back to that. Why are you doing it? And I'm going to tell you, this is what most people say to us. There's a variation in theme, but it's very similar. And at the end of the day, the theme is not so I can live longer. The theme is so I can live better, so that I can move more easily, so that I can play with my children or grandchildren, so that when I retire, I can gallivant around Australia when we're allowed to, and, see all the sights, climb all the mountains, do everything I want to do without being hampered by either my sore knees, my big tummy, my appointments for dialysis, all of those things. They're the things that will happen if you don't change what you're doing. So I guess the summary of this is, I get it. I get changing things is hard, and sometimes it's tempting to think this is too hard. I'm just going to go back to the old way. And when we start to think that, you know what happens? Our brain looks for reasons why the old way was okay. It'll start saying, well, I don't want to change the way I'm eating because now I find I'm missing out on things with my friends. Or I don't want to change the way I'm eating because, I find that I did have more energy, when really that might not be true. Again, same thing with Mary and I. Some of the time I think, oh my God, I have to do so much work for this real life medicine business. I'm writing blogs. I love writing blogs, by the way. I'm writing blogs, I'm writing modules, I'm writing new challenge packs. And I can tell you that's actually the highlight of my week, doing those. No, that's a total lie. The highlight of my week is the group coaching calls. I love working in groups. And honestly, maybe when we come back to the world as it ought to be, that may be a model that I go back to, is actually just running group in-person classes. At the moment, that's not happening, and I don't think it's going to happen for quite some time. So online is our jam. Low carb, real food. It feels hard from time to time, but I know you peeps can do it. One of the interesting things, and I'm just going to finish with this, is that for business, again, Mary and I, no idea. We have a business coach. We have people that we have sought out to help us, because we could be bumbling our way through it. There's a lot of information out there. There's buckets of the stuff out there on the internet. We could be doing all of that, but honestly, I don't want to be doing trial and error. I don't want to be trying something and thinking, oh, well, that actually wasn't the way it works. I go to an expert. I want her to help me. So if you're looking for, guidance, I guess, then that's us. That's our expertise. So I know a lot of you already part of our gang, and I love you for it. And, I think it's new. It's a skill. You need coaching. You really do. You think you don't. And this is what happens. A lot of people go, I'm just going to see how I go. I go, okay, that's fine. Just remember, if you need help, we're here. So my lovelies, I'm going to finish with that. If you need help, we're here. We have a number of courses. We've got a short course. We've got a long course. We've got a membership. Look us up. The website is rlmedicine.com. So R like real, L like life, M like medicine, reallifemedicine.com. See you there, darlings. Bye, sweets. See you tomorrow.